So tell me why you decided to get involved with Unleash.
Right.
First of all, thank you, because it's great. We get to bring all these amazing entrepreneurs to Singapore.
Yeah, isn't it? I mean, the spirit is just fantastic.
Fantastic.
Well, if you think about it, the spirit of Unleash so is aligned with the spirit of what we want to have in DBS. And I can think of two things, or two ways to explain it. First of all, this whole entrepreneurial spirit. We say that we want to be a company of 23,000 entrepreneurs, and everything we do is to try and bring that into our culture by learning how to do sprints and failing fast and allowing people to get involved. And that's what Unleash is all about, right? And it also resonates so well with how we think about sustainability, because I always talk about the fact about a balanced approach, as I mentioned to you, and then about making real impact for real people. And the balanced approach is recognized here by the fact that they focus on many different of the SDGs. And the fact about making real impact, that's really what they're trying to do, right? They're not just here to have another conference, right? And you can tell that these guys are really trying to make it. Now, you can ask me, well, how do you actually know that something is going to come out of it? I actually think that it tells that we're sincere about it in DBS. We're not trying to do this because we know that 90% of it is going to start up a company and we can then bank them. That's not the idea. The idea is to let the entrepreneurial spirit bloom, and then something will come of it. It won't be tomorrow, it may not be the day after. And it's really that type of thing that we're looking to. So
it's a much longer term approach.
Yeah, because it's really hard. There's only been one Unleash after all, right? So what's the track record from August last year? It can only be so good, right? So it's a bit of a punt when you get involved, but I think it's been absolutely worth it. And seeing the people in action, oh gosh, right?
Have you enjoyed the process? Because you've been here a few days with all the young people.
I was actually lucky I was involved a bit longer, because from the very first day when we were looking to get it here, all the way through the selection of candidates and all the way now. So
oh, wow.
I guess for me, the funny thing was I couldn't help when you were admitting people to the program, thinking, what would that person be like in practice, right? And then when they came here, you're kind of looking for them, thinking, who's that person, right? But it's amazing, right? Just look at all the different people, all the different colors of the way they dress, right? It's just
and the colors, the world. It's the world in one place.
Oh gosh, it's really, really encouraging. What I'm curious to find out is which groups works the best, right? What are the dynamics of some of the group? But I thoroughly enjoyed it.
So what advice have you got for a young person creating a business, wanting to make the SDGs the focus of that business? What should they do?
Right. Yeah. Well, if I knew that, then I would have an even.
Especially if they want to get capital from you.
Yeah, that's true. I think the first thing to think about was something that was talked about in the opening ceremony, is that although the gut feel of a lot of these people is, I got to start on my own, right? I got to be my own, entrepreneur. Think about whether your skill set is better suited to actually be an entrepreneur in a company that would entertain that.
Yes,
and maybe you get further, but then it doesn't feel like your own in the same way. So I think that's the first decision to make. Decide
whether or not you actually are an entrepreneur, as in for yourself, as opposed to being an entrepreneur with somebody else who's already got a company.
Exactly, and entrepreneurs are many, many different things, right? So I think you can very easily be an entrepreneur in a big company if the company kind of allows you to think like that and allows you to take those risks. So that's the first decision. Once you get over that, I think, like everything else, it comes down to pride. Allow yourself to fail, as long as you can economically allow and do things right, which is obviously a big if. But I think at least for those who have a more fortunate background like me, it's actually the fear of failure, right? Oh gosh, if I fail with my company, I'll never be able to look myself in the mirror again. It's okay. It's okay to fail, right? But it's easier said than done. Oh, many, many things. I used to be an ultra runner, and I went into coma from running.
No, wow.
Yeah. But we all fail at something.
But you've learned from that.
That's the thing,
totally.
right? We all learn, right? So I think if you never fail, you probably really never pushed really, really hard. But that doesn't make it fun.
No.
So I'm sure some of these guys are going to get very, very far.
So to lose the fear of failure, basically.
Yeah, but that's so much easier
said than done.
It sounds cool, right? But it's not so easy to do. But I wish all of these guys the very best. And I think one of the things I think is so cool about Unleash is that it can only get better from here on, right? So we had 1,000 people last year. Then we have another 1,000 this year that hopefully will kind of start to interact.
Yeah.
Next year is going to be another 1,000 from God knows where,
on
right?
and on and on.
Yeah, so I think the power of Unleash is not just in starting yet another company. It's going to also be in the ability to network. And I got to tell you, on a personal level, I think that some of these people, just the experience of meeting other people. Why did I choose to live in another country? It's not because I was reading about it back in Denmark where I'm from, right? It's because I was out there and realized, wow, this is so fantastic, right?
Yeah.
And this is what some of these people will get to experience here, even if they don't start another company. I think they will just have experienced something bigger, and God knows where that takes them in 5, 10, 20 years. They're a bit younger than me, some of them.
And me too.
Yeah.
Well, Mikkel, what an absolute pleasure. So nice to talk to you, and look forward to us enjoying the rest of the Unleash Summit with you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.